who was recently voted the most hated person in Britain? The answer was Ashley Cole.
Well, Christopher Biggins has just said, but why? Let me tell you, in a survey for One Poll in March, Ashley Cole was voted the most hated person in Britain. He's upset a lot of people by allegedly cheating on the nation's sweetheart, Cheryl. Getting arrested for drunken, disorderly behaviour and for leaving Arsenal for Chelsea. Were you not furious at that, Chris?
I was I didn't beside myself.
Yes, absolutely.
For minutes.
But don't worry, Ashley. Clarkson and Watty weren't too far behind you. You're watching The Right Stuff with me, Kay Adams, Christopher Biggins, Anne Diamond and Tim Shaw. Later, what extreme measures would you go to look good? Now, Tim here completely turned his life upside down to turn himself into the example of male beauty that you see before you. Pose, man, pose. Thank you. How far would you go? 0207 173 5555 is a number for your stories. But first, who would you boot out of Britain or refuse entry to? Home Secretary Jackie Smith has drawn up her list. It includes Islamic terrorists, white supremacists, and an American shock jock called Michael Savage, who is apparently very shocked to be on it. So it's like he's a shock jock. Who would be the top of your list? Madonna, perhaps? Aren't we all fed up with hearing about her divorce, the adoption, showing off that muscly body of hers? Simon Cowell could make the list just for the teeth alone. And then there's a stream of very irritating Americans like Lady Gaga, Paris Hilton, Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise. Maybe Prince Charles should be banished for just not doing very much. The list is endless. I would like to ban Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
No, I'm sorry. Somebody's obviously booked their ticket. He just defies me. I think he's a very funny little man and I'm fed up with him. And I think anyone who pays a lot of money
I'm
for
in
his...
shock.
Are you?
Absolutely. He's an icon.
He is a legend.
Absolute legend.
He's gone.
Ban you for that.
Oh, really? Really? I didn't think that would upset anyone.
Oh, yes. No, I think he's terrific.
Isn't it funny what different... Well, who would you go for, Chris?
Well, I would go for traffic wardens. I'd have a trainload of them.
I love traffic wardens.
Upon trainload. And then I would have speed cameras. They would be lined up. And bombed, and then I would get rid of the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, and the Liberal Party. All three. And I would feel I would like to put myself forward as the new party, the Biggins Party, and we'd have a bloody good time.
Well, I think we would. Christopher, you've just listed all the things that I hold dear in life.
Traffic wardens.
We've got lovely traffic wardens in Glasgow.
She even defends speed cameras.
What's wrong with you, woman?
I do. It's perfectly... You're over the speed, you get done.
Has anyone seen these little smart cars in London with a big sort of periscope that comes out of nowhere? CCTV.
Yes.
They're annoying.
Have you seen the smug look those...
They should be bombed.
The guys on the inside. I don't know what you're going to do me for. What are they for? Are they for parking?
They're fine. They're cameras.
Is that not the Google mapping thing?
No.
Is that something else?
No, it's an actual thing that speeds...
It's Big Brother watching you. That's what it is.
Ban them. They're smug. I hate them.
Go on, then. You must have a list of
Hell yeah.
your arm.
Top of the list. I've got to get a round of applause for this. Jeremy Kyle. If he'd been on that hated list, I tell you, he'd be ahead of Ashley
Well, if
Cole.
Matthew Wright was sitting in this seat, he'd be doing a Highland fling when you mentioned that, but I'm keeping stum.
Right, a few others. Amy Wienerhouse, or whatever her name is.
Oh, well, she's absented herself anyway, hasn't she?
And Pete Doherty, he can go.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah, he's just a waster. Traffic wardens.
Yes, definitely.
Personally speaking, Ofcom, they've had me fired 8 times. My last go on Absolute Radio at the moment. I'm going to get fired from there soon. Right Said Fred. I think they're coming back. All these bands are coming back. Right, Boyzone. Saw an advert for them this morning. They can do one. Oh, come on. Who else? And Anthea Turner.
Who was that last one?
Anthea Turner.
What's she ever done to you?
Well, nothing, but that's all right. Just want her away from me.
I just actually, you know, when you're pushed, I find it quite difficult to say a name, actually.
It is because I was put in room 101 once.
Were you?
And it was ever so hurtful.
Oh,
I've got over it.
Give her another kiss. Go on, give her another kiss. That's
Who put you in? Who put you in?
It was a friend of yours.
Oh,
Who was it?
It was Maureen Lipman.
No, Maureen.
I don't know what I did to Maureen, because I like Maureen. She put me in room 101.
Oh, that's not
I
very nice. So, Maureen, I'm afraid you're going to have to go, love, for that. It's not very nice.
I wouldn't ban her. I wouldn't, because she's wonderful too.
Well, Michael Caine, I think he could go, because he said he wanted to go.
Oh, no,
He said he wanted to go.
You said one just now during the advert break. You said you had a problem naming people. You whispered to me Chris Moyles.
I did.
You did.
No, but well,
she's in trouble now.
Yeah, I'm a complete wimp. And the reason that I was loath to say Chris Moyles on air was because, you know, if he's watching this, then, I mean, if he thinks that girl from Girls Aloud's a minger, God knows what he's going to do to me. You know, my goodness, life isn't going to be worth living. No, I don't like... well, it's funny, you're a shock jock, are you? Would you call yourself that controversial?
I've been called that before. I'm trying to desperately to move away by wearing pink and, like, skinny jeans
yeah,
and
that's
stuff
right.
like that.
But I don't like bigotry. I really don't like bigotry. And some of the things that Chris Moyles has been reported as saying, and I know it's the name of humour and all the rest of it, made comments about gay people in polls and etc. I just don't like it. I just don't think it's a healthy thing.
So, I mean, that's what shock jocks do, though, isn't it? And I suppose he's doing an element of that, and that's what this guy in America, he's so outraged.
Absolutely.
He's clearly really hurt by
so
it, isn't
where
he?
do you draw the line? Would you just say about anyone? Do you not care?
Well, no, I do care. I mean, when you are a shock jock, I mean, I'm not really now. I've kind of moved away and get shocking people in the studio to interview. But you look through the paper and you just read what people are saying and you think, OK, what's my angle on this? So, and you come up with something that's going to be controversial. That's kind of what you do, and that's kind of what Chris and a lot of the other guys do as well. So I can understand that, and you, if you got to know him, would probably like him as a person. But I've kind of moved away from that. I don't think it's necessary to just to offend just for the hell of it, just to get people talking about you.
I mean, and do you ever wonder, I mean, if you are going to say, right, oh, I can't stand so-and-so.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jackson's not going to care what I think of him. But in that situation, like, and you were quite hurt when Maureen Lipman said that. Do you ever worry about what people say?
Well, I got hit by a fire extinguisher one time.
What, you insulted a fire extinguisher? You horrible fire extinguisher!
No, I said something to a woman. I didn't realise what I'd said, and this woman literally...
don't give me that
No,
one.
seriously, honestly, actually, this woman picked up this massive... It was this... I can still remember seeing it was the CO2 one. It wasn't for electrical fires. No, it was for electrical. And it came swinging towards me, and I ducked, and it just caught me on the back of the head, and it did hit me, and then we kicked her out of the studio. So it's very easy to incite this kind of stuff as well. I've had a few issues where somebody once sent a car through the front of a radio station, a mini metro came flying through at the result of... And the police actually gave me a mirror to look under my car. And I just woke up one day and thought, there's just no point in saying this stuff. 9 times out of 10, you don't believe it, you're just saying it for the hell of it anyway. The truth of it is, you don't really care that much. When you read the papers, you care, you get involved, but you don't care so much that you want to get hit by a fire extinguisher.
It's the lowest form, too, of humour.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. We could all go in and slag off people, because it's very easy. But is it necessary, and is it actually funny? You know, I prefer wit. And wit is not slagging people off.
Yeah, well, you didn't name any people, did you? You
No, I
said
generally,
generally traffic wardens.
No, I mean, there's nobody that I can think of. It's a very difficult one to be told that last night.
Really?
And have a think about it.
Yeah,
and
but
I
hang
couldn't
on.
think of anybody.
You did agree with Jeremy Kyle when we were chatting earlier.
I did, yes, I did.
Gary Glitter, you agreed with
having
that.
said that,
Amy Winehouse, you
it's
agreed
the
with that.
programme that I don't like. I've met him, and he's actually very nice.
What about, well, if we're talking about types then rather than people, the Jodie Marsh type, who does absolutely nothing except, you know, get them out and have the suntan and what that represents. Now, you've got a little thing with Jodie, haven't you?
Well, I mean, some people would say that. You know, a few years ago I had an issue with Jodie Marsh that resulted in my wife selling my lovely Lotus Esprit Turbo that I'd spent 5 years doing up for a small amount of money on eBay. But yeah, moving on. So other such people as well.
Really?
Let's just rewind on that. My wife sold my how much worth of car?
25 grand. I spent
£25,000 car for how
For
much
what?
on eBay?
50p.
Oh!
Wow.
Yeah, it was one of
That
those.
is real revenge. Served cold,
That is
isn't it?
unbelievable.
And you're still
Are
married?
you still together?
Yeah, we're still together. We split up for a while. I did that blokey thing of I bought one that I was doing up and it was in my name, and it was the wrong one. I got to know more about these cars, and then I went out and bought another one. I thought, right, how can I justify having another one? So I did the whole, babe, I bought you a car and put it in her name, which meant, and I completely forgot about it when she could sell it. So she overheard something that when you do a radio show, you kind of forget the fact you're on the radio. You're in a little box with this muff hanging in front of you, and you're just.
We're heading to the break. We've got, yes,
the
absolutely.
microphone thing. And you kind of forget the fact that you're broadcasting. You're just in this little sort of secluded box. And I was chatting away to Jodie and getting on very well with her, extremely well. Said something, and then it resulted in Hayley going straight on the internet, and bang, the car was gone, and I was gone as well.
Can I just say, go, Hayley!
And boy, did she go.
Good
Absolutely.
story.
I didn't see her for a while.
After the break, are good looks now so important that you do anything to look hot?